They tried to destroy her. They tried to make sure that she would never work in their town again. But Megyn Kelly, she's back. She's been back, and she's bigger than ever before. She's riding the tidal wave that is the new media. And Megyn Kelly, all by herself, is beating CNN and MSNBC in ratings combined. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we as ever endeavor to explain entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do, and today we have a double dose of coverage of the news media, which is not something we typically do, maybe once a day, maybe once every other day, but, well, this stuff is coming at us fast, and we have to bring it to you. Otherwise, we're not doing our job here from Casa de Pro. So from the studio that is in somewhere sunny USA, let's get underway. You click the like button. Here we go. It's Out of Time magazine by Rebecca Schneid and Olivia B. Waxman. Megyn Kelly on corporate media. It's dead, whether it knows it or not. Megyn Kelly appears to agree with us when we tell you that it is the going extinct legacy dinosaur media, and they have killed it. And they did it on purpose, I believe. The article says Megyn Kelly, longtime conservative commentator and 2025 Time 100 honoree, admitted she doesn't have a lot of hope for journalistic freedom. She says, my core belief is that corporate media is dead, whether it knows it or not. They really need to wake up, not just during the Trump administration, but during the Democratic administrations too. Now, I need to point you out, and I know, folks, because you have the highest IQ on the internet, that you already saw this little switcheroo that Time did. Take a look at how they play this. She's admitted, the first paragraph, admitted she doesn't have, quote, a lot of hope for, unquote. And then what did they insert? Journalistic freedom. And then what was their proof that journalistic freedom is dead, according to Megyn Kelly? Well, they took a quote that has nothing to do with journalistic freedom and applied that. When she says, my core belief is that corporate media is dead. Now, they equate corporate media with journalistic freedom. We know that's insane because Megyn Kelly is an independent journalist. Here on this channel, we are independent journalists. My website, thatparkplace.com, where Valiant Renegade is also a major financial backer, and we have so much help. Marvin Montanaro is the editor-in-chief, but that website was cited by the FCC. We are not owned by any corporation. Our company owns that website. Megyn Kelly is not beholden to any corporate overlord. Yet Time seems to believe that if you are not part of American corporate culture, that you're not free. Kelly, who recently announced her new podcast network, MK Media, was one of several honorees who offered insights into the state of journalism in the current political climate. Her comments came amid broader conversations about media independence, aka, again, Time is backing corporate media news organizations. And these giant organizations like Disney and NBC, etc., they have their own prerogatives. They have their own motivations for owning news divisions. And folks, breaking news, it's not because they want to bring you the fair and objective analysis of reality. It's because they want to put their spin on things, I believe. Kelly argued that Bill Owens should take a hard look at what he did during his tenure of the show. She says it was under his watch that it went so far left and lost all credibility. He let it go out of control to the left. That's why Trump started paying attention. And of course, CBS is currently battling against a $20 million lawsuit that we have been watching. Now, why is Megyn Kelly newsworthy? Well, folks, to find that out, and to let you know just how, what a formidable force she is, we have to go to Social Blade. And Social Blade is a website that we've used in the past to show you these things. But Social Blade, I don't know why they did this. They have just destroyed their website. I cannot stand what they have done to the website. Fix it, Social Blade. Fix it, please. A website of excellence. It is no longer, but we can still get some stuff off of it. Shame that it's not what it once was. And if we go to Megyn Kelly, we can see that when we scroll on down, she has 90 million. I mean, look at this, folks. The numbers don't even fit in the squares anymore. I don't know. What is this? 90 million views for the last 30 days is what it says, and that's what we believe. 90 million views for the last 30 days. Now, that is a lot of views. That puts her in the top echelon when it comes to news commentators. That gives her an average of 3 million viewers per day. And, by the way, she has 3.5 million subscribers. So if you are getting 3 million views per day on 3.5 million subscribers, it means that your subscribers are truly activated to your content. But this is so big. I need to explain just how big this is, because Megyn Kelly has conquered the new media and she has destroyed the legacy media. TV Insider has this. And by the way, let me say this too, as we get going. Megyn Kelly is not the only one, but she's taking the lead. There are places like Timcast and PBD. There are places like the New Turks and All In Podcast. We try to do left and right. All of those are succeeding, and the legacy dinosaur going extinct media is fully extinct. They just don't know it yet. Let me give you the comparison so that you can walk away from this video today and tell people this and explain it to them. MSNBC ratings out of TV Insider by Martin Holmes. MSNBC ratings shock as Trump's controversial tariffs impact network. Okay? Well, what are we here for? We're here for the numbers. Let me get to them. Trump's controversial trade tariffs have positively affected cable news. Oh, good, right? Okay, so MSNBC in particular got a big boost. Oh, good. According to Nielsen and per Adweek, MSNBC posted its most watched week since election week last week. Now, why did I choose this article, folks? Because this is not the most up-to-date. I chose it for maximum impact because this is the week they were proud of. This is the week that they had a bump up in viewership. So we're going to take the best they have and compare it. No, folks, we are not out here to slime and malign in an unfair way. It says the network, that's MSNBC, saw double-digit gains in both total viewers and coveted adults. Who are the coveted adults? The demo. Folks, if you've watched this channel very long, you know that the demo, those are the people who buy things. And that's why these programs exist, because commercials come on and commercials sell you things. And people who are within 25 to 54 tend to be the ones who buy the most. Now, I would extend that out. If you asked me what the demo is, I would say it's 19 to 65. That's me, though. Maybe, who knows? But I would say 19 to 65 should be the demo. Anyway, they're limiting it to 25 to 54. That's actually going to be better for what we're about to do. MSNBC's primetime lineup, which includes programs like The Rachel Maddow Show and The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell, averaged 1.237 million total viewers. That was up 6%. And by the way, how much did they average on MSNBC per program in the evenings on their big win, their big week? 113,000. 113,000. Let me go back to Megyn Kelly now. Megyn Kelly back on Social Blade. If we scroll down, 90 million. Views in 30 days. That means 3 million views per day. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, remember the demo and remember what they're using. If we go back here, 25 to 54 is the demo. The vast majority of the people watching Megyn Kelly on YouTube, which is all that's being measured here on Social Blade, the vast majority are in the demo, the thing that matters. Why? Because YouTube skews much younger than cable news. The average age for cable news viewers is like in their 70s. So guess what? Guess what? The viewers that matter in terms of money, in terms of ad revenue on CNN and MSNBC, by the way, CNN is far worse than MSNBC. Far, far worse than MSNBC. Megyn Kelly with 3 million. We'll be as kind as we can and say that Megyn Kelly has 2 million in the demo. It's got to be more. It's got to be way more on average every day. And MSNBC, again, is averaging, folks, 113,000 viewers in the key demo for their shows. Do you know what that means? That means that MSNBC needs 20 hours, and they don't have 20 hours because, well, folks don't watch them that long. But they would need 20 hours of their average viewership for their shows. MSNBC would need 20 hours to match Megyn Kelly demographic to demographic in terms of the people who watch and pay the bills. That means that almost certainly, almost definitely, Megyn Kelly on YouTube alone, her podcast is not limited to YouTube, by the way. Megyn Kelly on YouTube alone is beating MSNBC for the viewers that truly matter, for the money, for the demo ratings. She's beating them, the entire network, with whatever few shows she puts out a day on her channel. That is why the new media is here to stay. That is why when we tell you that the legacy going extinct dinosaur media is what it is, it's why we're calling them that. Megyn Kelly probably has about 7 or 8 people on staff helping her make her content every day. I know she's got a bigger empire. She's probably got 7 or 8 per day working on story stuff. How many people work at MSNBC? Probably hundreds. How many at CNN? Probably hundreds. And yet Megyn Kelly, all by her lonesome. This is, folks, this is the power of the, and by the way, we're covering this because Megyn Kelly is making waves. She was part of the Time 100. She took that time to rip into Hollywood celebrities and all this stuff. So we're covering this, right? But I'm telling you, it's not just Megyn Kelly. I'm telling you right now, the entire landscape of news and of entertainment has shifted. YouTube is now worth more. YouTube is now worth more than the Walt Disney Company by double. YouTube by itself as a platform is now believed to surpass Disney this year in terms of revenue, despite the fact that Disney does all the stuff that Disney does, like cruise ships and theme parks, and YouTube's just videos. And YouTube doesn't pay for the content creation whatsoever at all. No wonder it's double the revenue or double the value of Disney. Excuse me. So all this to say, the new media is here. It has taken a moonshot and just lapped 17 times over the legacy media. It's over. These stodgy people, these crazy, zany, loony, lefty journalists and the content creators out there, they just don't know it yet. They just don't know that they're extinct. It's sad to watch them. They're like Casper trying to find the afterlife. This from the New York Post. Alexandra Steingrad has this one. Megyn Kelly rips smug George Clooney in an 11-minute tirade after he criticizes her credentials. He fancies himself a journalist. The reason that Megyn Kelly can rip George Clooney this way is because she has more cultural relevance by far than George Clooney. Maybe once upon a time he did. Maybe when he was working at a pretend hospital, but he doesn't anymore. And these people don't understand that. Bill Maher, by the way, he does understand it. We did that video this morning. Bill Maher gets it. He understands. He's trying to pivot because he sees what's happening. And the legacy people don't get it. The A-listers from 3 decades ago, they don't understand what's happening. They don't understand that if they curry favor with CNN and MSNBC, combined together, those networks might not even match Megyn Kelly, one lady. And the same thing is true of these other podcasters out there, right? Joe Rogan has unbelievable impact on society versus MSNBC and CNN, which essentially function as legacy pieces. They're not really the place you go to sway anyone's opinion anymore. It says Megyn Kelly ripped Hollywood A-lister and Democratic operative George Clooney, who famously called for Biden to step aside after, by the way, he promoted him after meeting him and knowing surely that he was not fully functional, for his own cowardice and naked partisanship after he criticized her journalistic credentials. Kelly devoted 11 minutes of her podcast to excoriating the Michael Clayton star after he took a swipe at the former Fox News host credentials during a sit-down with actress Patti LuPone for Variety's Actors on Actors issue. Clooney, who is playing CBS broadcast legend Edward R. Murrow in the Broadway adaptation of Good Night and Good Luck, told LuPone, "I've at least been to Darfur and Sudan and the Congo and been shot at to try to get stories out," Clooney said, adding of Kelly, "I'm not quite sure what she's done to be a journalist." Boy, oh boy, does this not reek of Dan Rather all over again, except in this case, George Clooney isn't even a journalist. He's an actor. I'm sorry, you're an actor, Clooney. And the credentialism here, the credentialism, they still believe it works that way. They don't know it's changed. It doesn't matter what your credentials are. It matters what you produce, right? It matters, can you beat them? Can you imagine if they went to an NBA game and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only going to watch NBA players who they participated in, in college basketball for 2 years at prestigious Ivy League schools. Only basketball players that are Ivy League graduates will I watch." The credentialism is ridiculous. You go to an NBA game, well, once upon a time you did, to watch the best play basketball at the highest level, and you don't care if they just came from Europe playing in the streets of Madrid, or if they are someone who came from Harlem, or if they're someone who came from the nicest places. Maybe they're playing on the outdoor courts of Martha's Vineyard, right? Who cares? It doesn't matter where they came from. It doesn't matter what they did. The bottom line is, can they score? Same thing in baseball, same thing in football, same thing in everything else. Credentialism only works when you're dealing with certain circumstances and careers. You don't want to go to a doctor who did not pass all of the medical licensing. You don't want to go to an attorney who has not passed the bar. But when it comes to journalism, the problem here is that you don't have to be tremendously Like, there's not a great level of knowledge you have to be a journalist. You have to see what happens, and you have to tell it in the most fair and unbiased way possible. You have to give the best glimpse into reality as it was when the thing happened. The credentialism with journalism is, and this is what's bizarre about it, the thing that George Clooney and these other folks hate, they want you to go to a left-leaning school to learn about how to be an activist journalist. That's what they want. By the way, they're really going to hate this because out of ad week, Megyn Kelly is launching a new podcast network. Megyn Kelly, if she's successful here, and this is back from March, I want to get it up here because I want you to see. By the way, it's by Ethan Alter. You know, Megyn Kelly and Timcast is doing the same thing. Daily Wire is attempting this as well. What they've realized is that the podcast network, the new media, the YouTubes, the Grumbles, the everything else, X, right? Your podcasts on Spotify and on your iPhone stuff. What people are realizing is these can be as big as Fox News or bigger. These can be as big as ABC News. They can be bigger. Megyn Kelly is launching a network of this. I suggest you're going to see a lot of this because those networks. Now, Fox is still finding viewership, but it's easy to get a larger demo at this point if you are a well-known brand name like Megyn Kelly. And I do wonder, I do wonder, does Fox leadership, and they would never admit this, but as they watch their all-stars from a decade ago, Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, for example, as they watch them absolutely conquer the new media, do they wish they had kept them on? Because I think they would be an even more dominant force if that were the case. This is a real threat too, because Fox News, right now they're okay. But what they have to understand is that the cable news methodology, that paradigm is going away. And as it goes away, the advertisers are going to go to the new media. And the reason for cable news going away, it's not some sort of sinister thing. It's not that Fox News has done something that's caused them to lose all of their cachet with viewers. It's age. As time goes on, the new media is where people are going. And as people pass away, and we hope that people have long lives for sure, but as the older demographics that are still watching Fox News and the other cable news channels, as they pass away, that younger generation is all on podcasts. They're all on new media. One day, by the way, there'll be a new thing that conquers podcasts and new media, probably, maybe, but it might take 40 or 50 years. We don't know. We don't know. What we do know is that for now, Megyn Kelly has absolutely conquered the new media sphere. And as long as she is allowed to do so by these corporate companies that control YouTube and control Apple and all of this that have made the podcasting space available, so long as she's allowed to do so, she is going to be the J.K. Rowling of news coverage. That is the prediction here, folks. That's what I'm saying. Megyn Kelly is going to be the J.K. Rowling of news coverage. She might even be called the Cronkite of the new media. We shall see. Folks, in the comments below, let us know, who are your favorite folks in the new media, your new media personalities? Who do you listen to? And, we hope you continue to listen to us. If we have not yet earned your subscription, we're aiming for it. Folks, go from being a passive listener to an active viewer. Click the like button, share, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Folks, until the next time, we have the joy and the honor of spending time with you. We can't wait to see you for a live show. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. This baby to bed, this video is over. Turn off the lights, but not quite yet, folks, because we do ask one final thing before we say goodbye, and that is, would you consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. Also greatly appreciated, anytime you would like to share this out on your favorite social media platforms, well, we would love that, and we'd also love to hear your thoughts. Folks, drop a comment down below and use that beautiful mind of yours. If you would not mind, we'd love to know what you're thinking. Also, if you would like to become a member of the channel, it's as simple as clicking the join button. It is the price of a soda per month, and you'll gain access to all kinds of new, cool, exclusive information. Folks, until the next time, we have the honor of spending time with you. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
Right. So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. She's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... Okay, call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.